All right, guys. So the next fully automated digital product that I'm going to be building is going to be an e-commerce type of product. So the Atlanta local is going to be the first one that I kind of like use as the model. So they already have a shop. I'm gonna flip over for a second. And the shop is cool. This design was a little bit based more off of the Facebook Marketplace design, but I want to have it for the Atlanta local. When you're shopping for things like, groceries and like kind of home goods, I wanted to give more of like the this of a vibe. So I figured since I have to build this for the Atlanta local anyways, I might as well, create another fully automated business system so that I can monetize it. So I'm going to use the Atlanta local as like the demo. And then if you guys want to get this fully automated digital product where you can sell your own digital products online, I'm even going to be doing some Atlanta local drop shipping. So if you wanted to do drop shipping and you want me to like secure, the suppliers, the whole shebang to where you really have just a fully automated business, I'll show you guys how I'm doing this for the Atlanta local. And then if you guys want to have me set up one for you, then you could let me know. All right, so today the first thing that I'm doing is I'm just doing some design. I'm just looking at the design. Um, I'm sure at this point I know that like AI and all of the things will just let you build the code with just saying something, but I still really enjoy the like intellectual prowess of figuring out how to architect and build. If I'm using an AI tool, it's because I know exactly what I want it to do. And I just want it to give me like some sort of best practice, but it'd be just like how I'm working with the team where like, my front end. So that's pretty much how I use my AI. I am more of like the architect design, and like back end. And then I kind of lean on it to give me like, my front end, CSS and, JavaScript and making sure we work together to make sure that the HTML. So it's more so, with front end, but without further ado, let's jump into this. All right, so the first is going to be, I'm just going to design the desktop for the home page first. So let me get rid of my photos. Okay, so the first thing that I see is this like top header. So the top header row, and I'm like just sketching this out as we. So we have this area right here. So we have our logo. We have our pickup or delivery. Okay, so for us, this would be like the Atlanta local. So this would be where they could put it'd be like their zip code. And maybe like the closest Atlanta local stand that we're gonna have. Now this feature is really important to me. The search. I really want to know what Atlanta locals are searching for. We have our little magnifying icon there. All right, reorder, heart my item. So this is like probably like the order history. This is being covered, so I can't see this right now for whatever reason. But I'm pretty sure it's like the like login icon and then the cart icon. Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, so we have a login icon and then the cart. All right, so those are the items in our like top header row. Then we have some sort of filter row here. Okay, so we have our department, and that's a drop down, and then that drop down has like what we call like a model. Okay, so this has the departments and it's scrollable. All right, and then if you click off into it, it looks like it shows its subcategories. All right, so that gives me some sort of idea of like how this part needs to be designed. I know that this is like an on-click type event for the model to pop up. Okay, cool. And if we click it again, it's done. Okay, got it. Same with services. So, okay, we have this next row where you have filter options. So some of them have drop downs and some of them are just there. All right, so these are going to be in some way like some sort of like filtered row things. Okay, and then now we get finally into our main content here. So these look like these are like the two header rows. All right, now we have our hero banner. Looks like this is like probably whatever the main campaign is. Let me see if this is an image or like an actual div. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is section. Each row. This is okay. There's a photo there. There's a photo. Okay, so this whole section. All right, cool. All right, so we'll have a section here, and this is probably just like whatever the main banner is. So Mother's Day is coming up at the time of this recording. So we have what we're just going to call our hero banner there. All right. And then you start to have different collections. So you have some type of like category, some header, and then you have some subtext here. For this one, it's saying that these are the flash deals. So um, you have some products that are there, so that belongs to that collection, and then you can view all probably of that collection. And then this looks like that this is now another kind of what we call probably like an ad, like the ad section. And then this is divided up. So we have okay, so this is taking up a certain section of the div. I wonder how, okay, the we'll look at the mobile and tablet views in a future video. All right, and then these are images. So, okay, there's probably some sort of styling, and then you have a certain number here. Okay, cool. All right, then you have another collection, and then you have basically like this outer container with some header text and then you all, and then you have other little spaces. So you have up to four when it's on the desktop view. And then you just have and you have a few amount of these. So you can just scroll this. All right, cool. What else we got here? All right, and then we have this looks like another kind of like ad type of section. So you have your main ad banner here. Then you have whatever that collection is for this. You have, okay, so you still have your heading text and then your subheading text and then you all right. And then you have your whatever you want your BTNs or your CTAs to be here for them is rollback. So that's probably some sort of styling for that. And then you have your products. All right. You have your BTN. You have your okay. So there's a cell, and this is probably like a little excerpt, and then you have your little scroll there. Okay, cool. Looks like okay. Here's another collection. This one is new online in the stores. Oh, shout out to Meds. And then you have another ad banner. So it looks like there's like ad banner and then collection, ad banner and then collection. All right, and then here we have another collection. All right, it has its title and then going across. So I'm already thinking about how I'm going to divide this up. This is going to be different components, and then you can decide which components end up making up the landing. All right, here's another collection, and then now these are just different. Now these are just like collection and products here. Okay, but the difference is instead of products, these are other collections. Like these might be departments, these might be categories, but this particular section isn't products. These are collections. These are collection, like this is the collection, and then these are collection items. Okay. And then these are all, okay, brand. So these are all, see, sponsors, sponsors, sponsors. So these are definitely our ad banners. So ad banner, ad banner, ad banner. These are nice ad banners, by the way. I'm looking forward to designing these. Wow, it's a nice ad banner. Well done. I really like it. It looks very like it pops and it's, oh, it's a really nice ad banner. And it's like simple, not too much. Really like it. Cool. All right. All right, so our next collection here. So again, we just have our heading and then we have our subtext. All right, and now these are videos. This is the first time we saw videos. Yes, this is the first time we see videos here. And then again, we have a collection of these. As you scroll over them, you see some preview of the video. All right. Cool. And then we don't have a view all of this one. All right, and then you have, okay, so this is the item. Okay, so this is the whole card. So these are the cards. Oh, that's really cool. I'd be really, okay. You know what? That'd be really cool to design. Oh yeah, that'd be really cool to design. I'm gonna jot that down. Especially because I know how I like host the video. Oh, that'd be really cool to design. All right, cool. I want to redesign this one. And then this one is the product image. Then you have the price. Then you have your title. Oh, that is really cool. All right, so then you have your video here. And yeah, they're thinking exactly how I'm thinking because they have our little handle there. Oh, that's super cool. I know exactly how I would do this. This is our video. We have our little pause button. We have our little speaker. And then we have our little caption BTN there. And then we have our at and the handle. Oh, this is going to be really fun to design. Okay, cool. I really like this one. Definitely, definitely, definitely know how to implement this for the Atlanta local. Let me make a note for that. Atlanta local. Oh, that's going to be really cool. That just gave me a really good idea. That just gave me a really good idea. Oh man. Okay, cool. I know exactly what this section is going to be for us. I know exactly what this section is going to be. Okay, cool. Amazing. All right. Trending on social. So this is another category or collection, and this is similar to this card, except for it looks like there's no product attached to these, and I don't see the. Oh, okay, so this one's here. I'd be very curious to see what their conversion rates, if the conversion rates, I mean, obviously this one's like above it, but I really wonder if like if they were to just A/B test the designs, if users would be more drawn to this design rather than this one. Hmm, I'd be really interested. Anywho, this seems very similar, except for they've put the shop here with the pin. I don't know what happens if you tap that, but I thought this was going to be a video, but I guess not. All right. Then you have some sort of like CTA div here, another little div here. I guess this is some sort of advertisement for them. Sign in, so something they want you to do. Do we have more ad banners here? Divide it up. And finally, okay, we have our subhead or subfooter. We'd love to hear back when you get your feedback. Okay, you can decide what's going to go there. And then finally, you have your footer. All right, so let me just count how many total divs this was, including the footer. So we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, so 18 divs in total, and that includes our header and footers. All right, so that gives me like a good like starting place. What I'm gonna do is just architecturally, first of all, I'm gonna go for my run. When I come back, I am going to just like architecturally break this down. So it won't have any of the visuals. It'll just have like the architect of like what the particular div is and what the icons are, uh, or like what the elements of those are. And once I have that, then before I even get into coding, I'll probably begin designing some of the graphic assets because at that point, what's really going to bring it to life when we begin coding is going to be having some of the assets. So I'll probably start to take inventory of like the back end, how I want that to work, um, and do a little bit of graphic design, and then do the wireframe, and then connect the back end. Um, I still want the admin panel to be standard across all of the different digital products that I'm working on. So with Stasia, we are really we are we've made really great progress with this. Like even our courses right now, these are dynamically coming from our database. And I need to finish off a few more front end features and then goes the back end. Now, the back end is kind of what I want to sync for everybody. There are like I've developed a good amount of different digital products, and there are like back end pieces that I like for several of them. But I need to take all of them and kind of consolidate it into like one really nice admin and then just have different features be turned on if you're on different tiers. So I will finish doing like the architectural design for this today at least. And then for our like the one I'm building for the digital product that I'm selling for people who want to sell their own online courses, I did want to I'm trying to decide if I want to finish off the last few front end pieces before I want to go back in. I might end up going back in, especially since I'm going so front end today on this one, that I do, you know what I do? I want to take a step back and really get my admin back end panel working. I'll show you guys what it looks like right now. There's other apps though that have back end features that I want. But this is what the back end looks like now. Like it's still good, but like all of the features are not all the way installed. Like a different feature from a different app might be installed. Like let me show you guys. I think for the Atlanta local. Hopefully I don't have to log in. Do I have to log in? I hope not. I hope they remember my credentials. Nope. All right. I do not remember my Atlanta local credentials, so I can't show you guys this one, but it has the Atlanta local, all of most of its admin stuff is already functioning. So, and then there's another one whose back end does some really, really cool automation stuff. So I am going to take some time to begin connecting the front end to the back end for my online course digital product. And then for the online store that I'm going to be designing, I'm going to work on some front end. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. As always, user feedback. Oh, let me turn off my screen. I guess you guys should see my face for this. As always, user feedback is most important to me. So whenever I am like in like kind of like the beta stage of wanting user feedback, I always sell my digital products at a very, very discounted rate, especially to just say thank you to anybody who's been following me and supporting me. So the special rate that I'm doing for like while I'm still building the products is 500 and I do it for the first 25 people. So if you're someone who if you have your own if you want to have your own online course just like how I showed you and you actually want to make it a business and stuff like that, um, the first 25 people to sign up, like the discounted rate will be 500. Because you guys will be like using it in real time as I'm like testing out different features. And the same thing with the online shop. So the first 25 people, you'll get it for a super duper discounted rate, 500. Because I really want to get some real user feedback before I like officially release it to the public. So just let me know if you guys are interested. Just DM me your name and your email, and yeah, peace.